Hey YouTube, what's going on, guys? It's been a minute. No green screen today. Still working on some stuff with that. I'm in the middle of filming a big project, and it's got my green screen occupied in terms of settings in my OBS, so therefore I won't be using it. But we're gonna go through today's content drop. It's been a minute since we've done these. I apologize for the lack of uploads here. I've sort of been lacking in that department. We're gonna start with this in the store, as we always do. May Spotlight Drop 3. Here's Will Benson, who's somehow worse than the Stowers we got last week. You know, he's just essentially, he's a fun offline bat. So there's that. Merrill Kelly, who I actually really like on paper. Controls are a little iffy. Brakes are not bad at all, with a really good set of attributes and just the pitch mix you'll want. He's kind of readable, but if I pull this guy, I'm gonna use him. 88 Nicholas Kurtz. 88 Justin Henry Malloy. Shout out to Cougs and Angels in the outfield. And thank God this guy's got 113 discipline. Don't know what we would do without that. 88 Christian Koss. Okay. All right. Not too bad. And there's that. New chase pack. Ronald Acuna Jr. 94. Hey, people have been asking you to make chase pack cards not so damn good, and they kind of answered. He's pretty good. I think Buxton is a little bit better in some ways and worse in others. I think Acuna doesn't. I think Acuna has a position, while Buxton really doesn't. But I think he's a little bloated in the arm department and the stealing and the base running aggressiveness department. Because listen, 99 steal is pretty useless with 72 speed. I'm going to be honest. I know it gets to 77, but still. So I feel like it's kind of a waste. They have to reflect and look on how they build cards, but they still did pretty well. I mean, they tanked the discipline. The 98 durability is laughable. I mean, in the context of Acuna too, but how would you have done better? Steal rating at 85, base running aggressiveness at 80, arm accuracy dropped down to 80 or 75 while keeping the arm strength, and you can make a better card. But hey, people don't want these good chase packs anymore. Be careful what you wish for. Headliner, new Chris Taylor, not too bad. If I get him, I wouldn't use him. If you're a Dodgers fan or a big Chris Taylor fan, this is your guy. I'll tell you that. Nice Brooklyn Dodgers jerseys. Now moving on, big drop. What you guys are really here to see will come after this, because we got Spotlight first. 88 McAble, not bad as far as free cards go. Can't really complain too much about. I know a lot of cards are free, but as far as tops now goes, takes 2 seconds to get them. Not bad. 88 Moises Ballesteros. He's alright. He's all right. Moving on, Wilmer Flores. I thought he'd be a little bit better, I'm going to be honest. But then I look at the card, then I realized they did everything they pretty much could, except the 99 durability was still there. I think first base is just such an inflated position overall. If you have any offense over there, you get jacked up with your overall. It would be cool to make him 93, because he could be even better. But I think after a few parallel levels, you know, I think overall he's pretty solid. And I think if you're a Giants fan and you got the Giants team going now with the new captains, you'll be looking pretty good. Pinch hitter's kind of cool too. Not overall bad card. You get a spotlight pack, obviously, in this. There are no moments this time extreme around, so unfortunately, I have to buy some of these. We'll get to that when we get to that. Now, on to what you guys really want to see. Team Affinity, Color Storm. When I see Color Storm, I think of Color Splash, Paper Mario. I don't know why. Let me tell you something. They're going to do the full TA ranking. That's going to be a separate video that I will be doing on the channel. This is going to be a brief overview of this, I believe. You know, showing what you have to do. So how does it work? It's separate from the new, or the first TA. It is, they are captains, and their boosts are determined and built around the implementation if you could use them with the previous captain. So what I mean is, if your previous captain was a hitter, give you an example, Schwarber for the Phillies, and you dropped JT today, Real Muto, that boost is going to be a little more juiced, because you can't use both. But now for the Mets, you have John Franco as the first round captain. Second round TA, it's Mark Vientos. So you can use both at the same time. That's going to be taken into consideration. So that's what that means. Start here. You do a moment on veteran, you get 10,000 points, which gets you up to here. And then after that, it's literally just missions. They're designed to take you about an hour per team, apparently. You're going to just build a team full of whoever you want and just beat cheeks. So this is kind of something that you can get done intentionally or actively, or you can get done passively through the use of just playing the game. Some of the cards are 92s while some are 91s. That's pretty much how it will go. Now, I think as far as everything goes, that's kind of it. I don't think anything else was added. I don't think there's a new conquest. Maybe the Red Sox City Connect was added. I don't know. There was a roster update, so we'll go, you know, get in there real quick and see what's up. There were a couple changes made. Aaron Judge got an additional +5 to his vision rating. All right, a little bit less power versus more contact too. I'd like to see a little bit more versus for the vision department, but I like where they're at. Tank that discipline, daddies. Don't be too scared to do that. Interesting that +5s to contacts and vision, but 1 and just -1 to power versus righties keeps him at just 1 overall plus, like a 93. Fielding is still useless, so we're getting closer. Tatis gets a vision increase, but a contact versus left decrease. That's why. Okay, weird. J-Ram buffed. He's a must-use. Power versus left is down, but everything else is seemingly up. I run the Guardians. He's going to be my new third baseman. Clutch even got increased too. Yeah, we're looking good, especially with the new Bo Naylor, who I wanted to get in there as well. Bobby Witt, a +7 discipline. Bro, Bobby Witt is getting done so disgustingly nasty. I mean, I don't think they know what they want to do with Bobby Witt. He has an 895 OPS, bro. And this card's got, okay. Freddie Freeman. Wow. Freddie is a 90 now. Oh my, he got juiced. Look at the discipline rating going down. Yeah, he's pretty solid now. Very solid card. Zach Wheeler. Did he get a pitch change? That's more important than anything else. Did they give him his splitter? I don't know, but he's pretty juiced up. Scooble, hits per 9's down, but everything else is up except for clutch. He's overall higher. Walks per 9's up too, which is nice. K per 9. All right. Mason Miller, a little bit of an adjustment. Control down big. Excuse me. Moving on. Lindor. Contact and power versus lefties is down. Power versus rights up minus some clutch. Okay, so he just got nerfed again, which is just an L. Ketel Marte. Ooh, better versus righties? Is he better versus righties? Versus lefties he got nuked a little bit, and the clutch got nuked. Damn, they're bringing. This is them driving up the demand for second baseman because Ketel is still a top option. They just dropped it down bad. They dropped it down bad. Oh, these are the base stats. I have him P5. So he's 80, 87 versus righties, 98, 89 versus lefties, with vision rating being 81. Okay, clutch rating got tanked. Yeah, that's brutal. Soto, vision went up, clutch went way down. This card sucks now. Skeens, what if they adjusted his pitches? Probably not. Mookie Betts got nuked in the clutch department and the contact versus left department. Unfortunate. All right. Yeah, this is weird. Who cares? Corbin Carroll, up a little bit. Okay. DeGrom, buffed a little bit. Big time versus clutch in the clutch situation. Okay. Will Smith got buffed. He's pretty good now. Wyatt Langford. All right, Jackson Merrill. Big buff for the boy. All right, nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Cal Raleigh, new diamond. He's jacked up. Joe Ryan. Corey Seager. A little bit of an adjustment. Interesting. All right, so there's that. We're going to hop into some moments for the TA cards that just came out, and we're going to talk about the state of the game real quick. Go over a couple key points from today, a couple takeaways, and a couple things that I feel, you know, about the new update or how I feel about it. And yeah. So what do I think? I think it's pretty good. I know it's unpopular with some people this year, but I actually really like how TA is structured. It's passive, but it can be active if you want it to be. But it's not like overwhelming homework. I think these cards can make your team, and in some cases make your team better. I think the cards are pretty decent, but how do you make them extra valuable? You remove the focus on just the card itself and think about what it could do for a whole. And that is, I think everyone should take a look at tier 1 team ups. I think that's what we should take a look at. We should look at excuse me. I needed to lower my chair. Fun fact, I game with my chair higher when I play on mouse and keyboard on computer or PC than when I do on controller. Weird, I don't know. I think it would be nice to look at cards outside of their attributes and stuff, and obviously swings and stuff matter, but for example, I'm looking at that Bo Naylor, and he's very solid. I'll do his moments next. Oh, I like Vientos' swing.
Get up out of here.
I really like his swing. I'm looking outside of the card for even just a brief moment and thinking about, well, what is the purpose here? Like for me, what can I use? What can I use this card for? So the big one, I'm gonna go over there real quick and go into the moment, is I already used the tier 1 Andrew Miller for the Guardians. Because I run J-Ram, I run Santana, I have Miller, I have Corey Kluber, I have a couple other, who else do I have? On the bench there's somebody else another Guardian on my bench, Kipnis, who fits the boost. And with Naylor's stats, he's actually pretty good. 93, 87, 103, 83, 67 vision, 94 clutch. And if I'm not mistaken, he actually boosts vision too for his captain. I'm going to compound this with Miller, who I already use. I'm going to find a place to play Bo Naylor. I'll probably end up DHing him. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do this, but it's going to make... it's going to turn J-Ram into a monster. He already is a monster. It's going to turn Santana into a beast because I believe he gives some power out too, which could always be nice. It's going to make my pitchers better. I have to see how I'm going to make this work because I have a bit of a logjam. Gil Hodges at first. I have Roland at third base for now, but I'm willing to part with him. But I have the Candyman at DH. Tana's catching, so taking out the Candyman, I'm not so sure about this. I swung when I needed to get on base. I lined out. I'm sad. So I don't know. But that's another way to look at these cards. And I think it's important to have this perspective because you can't, in a power creep, always make it so every single card is a net upgrade to your team in every single fashion, especially when they have to drop 30 of these cards. He's got a fantastic swing. Just bad luck. You can't always make every card gonna, it's not gonna be an upgrade. He's a good defender, right? Yeah, he is. Santana to DH, Naylor behind the dish. We'll have to experiment with that. Really like his swing. Actually, I really like it. Big fan. Who does it remind me of? Larry Walker a little bit? A little different? He's got a leg kick. A little bit of Ozzy Albies in there. But this is kind of why I've always had beef with TA in the past, because you commit to 30 cards a couple times a year, and where does that leave you? My lord. Where does it leave you? It leaves you in a really tough spot where you drain your resources for All-Star and Finest. Like, you don't want to double up. It's happened last year. It happened years prior with TA. If they go with a card who's having a great, who was like a well-known player for a team, guess what? If that player becomes an All-Star, then you got to worry about dropping the same card again in All-Star break. You have to, because he's an All-Star. You can't really go around. You can't navigate that.
One strike.
Finest, same deal. Like, you can have a little more leeway with that, but you're really going to pick the best players on the team, and odds are it's going to line up with the All-Star. Not always, but it might.
Laser!
So with a drop like this, I kind of like how they did it. It's just kind of random players from the team that can be good, who have good swings and stuff like that, but aren't really going to get in the way of the All-Star or the Finest. And TA should always be a foundation for helping build a team, but not massively improving it. It's just never going to be realistic that way. It's never going to be that way. So I think as long as we keep viewing it like that, it's going to be pretty nice. But overall, I give this content drop on paper like a B. I think the spotlight's a little weak again, just because I think it's boring, but I guess Wilmer's okay. The packs in the store are terrible. Acuna's just somewhat decent, but I'm not spending the stubs on that card when I have Buxton. There's no way, no reason to do that. I'm gonna do maybe another moment. Who do I want to try out here? I'm gonna do this moment real quick with JT Realmuto. Shout out to the JT Realmuto Cycle guy on Twitter. I see you, bro. How do you guys feel about this? I'll do a whole TA ranking where I literally place all of these cards onto a tier list. I'll do that very soon. I use Show Zone's tier builder and see what's up with that. He's got a great swing always, JT. He always has a great swing. His attributes are a little on paper not super sexy, but I think his boost is pretty good too. So we'll have to take a look at that. You know, let me know in the comments, guys, if you want me to take into consideration their captain boosts and how that plays out, because I think it's far easier to build a tier one for a team than you may think. I do think that
No, he said.
the downside is that pitcher captains are always going to be better and more, they got more ease of use to them, because you don't always have to, like, they could just be in your bullpen. And odds are most of them are pretty good, too.
Oh,
The captains having to start and hit in your lineup, I get it. I get why they have to, but listen, man, I also wouldn't really care if you didn't have to do that. Like, when they used to have that, like, bug where you could have the captain on the bench if you did a little certain workaround. That was honestly nice. And if everyone's going to try and use a captain anyways, might as well. I think the only downside for this game would be if you did that, right? If you did that, it would make it so much easier to use a captain. And then, like, now everyone feels like they have to use one. Because if you can exploit and get a free captain boost off the bench, you're being silly if you don't. Especially with how little you use your bench, or at least for me in my experience this year, I don't use my bench too often. But just, you know, food for thought. Just thinking about this out loud. Obviously, if I thought about it some more, heard their thoughts on it, I think differently. But overall, I got to give them credit for how they crafted this. I think it's very intricate and it's complex and it's well thought out. Every team is analyzed and you thought about, you know, do these guys have captains that can be used in compound, like a pitcher or a hitter, or they're both hitters? I really like that. I really like that. But just to finish on my point real quick here. Go over to Guardians. Bo Naylor. See, he boosts power, fielding. Oh, it's fielding ability and K per 9. So that's kind of nice, especially for J-Ram, whose only true weakness is like fielding, I suppose. And now he's even better. Yeah, it would be really nice to get this. So I'm going to try and go for it. I mean, power to Santana makes him even better. To Kipnis, that makes him even better as well. So he's going to be a real true option. And what do you get for the pitcher side? K per 9, which Corey Kluber could really use. Gaylord Perry could benefit from that. You know what? Honestly, for Pisana too, the powers. You really, this is going to be interesting. Miller's going to get better with the K per 9. Where's J-Ram? I mean, J-Ram right now is 90-93 versus righties with inside edge, and he got a little nuke from the power side versus lefties. But that boost with what's his face, bro? Naylor, a clutch boost too, and a fielding boost. Yeah, he's the new best third baseman in the game. I don't think it's, because Scotty Rowland doesn't have anything on him other than fielding. Oh, I have so many dupes to sell, bro. I really do. I gotta go through it. Well, I'm gonna go through and do my due diligence, guys. I love y'all. Okay. Hope you guys enjoy the video and enjoy the content day. Peace.